Hello, everyone. We are having a introductory discussion with Azusa Nakajima-san from the Mall Group. Today, we'll be having a brief chat with her in the run-up to our World Hydrogen Asia event that will be happening July 8th to the 10th. So Nakajima-san, why don't you introduce yourself? What brought you from school to, you know, the shipping sector, and then how did you get from, I know that you have a long history in the LNG sector, and then your move into hydrogen. Uh, was that something you wanted to do or something that the company uh, asked you to do? Or, yeah, so if you can just explain how you got to where you are today.
Yeah, sure. Thank you very much for your introduction. So my name is Azusa, and I'm working for Mitsui O.S.K shipping, Mitsui O.S.K Alliance, a shipping company. And so my background in the ML is with a long history of LNG. So I was in charge of LNG infrastructure such as floating storage regasification unit, FSRU, and also LNG to power ship projects such as using a FSRU to connect it to the power ship barge and power ships. So, but during this assignment, I come to realize that LNG itself is cleaner than the conventional fuel, but we need to take more actions to achieve the decarbonizations rather than using the gray LNG as it is. So that's why it shows me more interested to the hydrogen and the other cleaner fuels. So I started this role to promote more cleaner solutions to the world, including our fleets.
That's great. I know you spent a significant amount of time in Africa. What learnings do you think you had during that time that you can bring now that you're back in Japan to the hydrogen space? What parallels? What's different?
Did you say that in the works in Africa?
Yes, yeah.
Yeah. So we deployed some projects, FSRU and LNG to power ships projects in Africa. And then the basic demand for the LNG was to utilize for the electricity and gas for their industries. Reason behind it is that they need to boost more economics in their countries, and but they are also realizing that using LNG is not perfect solutions, and it needs to be changed to the cleaner solutions. So always some more decarbonization solution was a topic when we promoted the LNG infrastructure projects in that country.
That's interesting. What can you do? Where does hydrogen sit in the strategy for Mitsui O.S.K? What is sort of the overarching strategy?
Yeah.
There's so many different utilizations, and we'll talk about those in a minute. But what's sort of the general strategy that you guys have for hydrogen?
Yeah. So we think hydrogen regard would be regarded as the usage for our fuel and or transport as a cargo. So I will touch upon the how we look at the fuel first. So it should be converted as ammonia or e-fuels. So we are operating over 800 vessels, and the clients are very much different. We have car carriers, tankers, container ships, ferries, cruise ships, bulk carriers. So it depends on the clients, the requirement is different for the decarbonization strategy. So we are trying to adapt each requirement to figure out what kind of solution would be optimized. So, so if the client said ammonia would be feasible, then we will apply ammonia and hydrogen strategy. And if the client B said that e-fuel or methanol would be better, then we will use that solutions. Yeah, so that will help the clients decarbonizations as a scope 3 reduction, but it will also help us to reduce the scope 1 emissions as well.
Very good. I see that there are a lot of different things that Mitsui O.S.K is trying. Even you have some trials with Kansai Electric with liquefied hydrogen. Where do you think you guys are putting your main efforts at the moment? Where do you think the market is sort of focusing right now?
Yeah,
Behind which of the
so
fuels or a derivative, or where do you see the market mostly focusing now, and maybe where do you think they will be in like 5 years?
yeah, so that depends on the timeline, depends on the client's industry, it will be different. So maybe immediate demand would be more like a biofuels, because it will take more time to develop the hydrogen ammonia projects, clean hydrogen, clean ammonia projects. So maybe the immediate demand would be biodiesel. And then if we get the more viable solutions such as bio LNG and blended for LNG DF vessels for our fleet, maybe that would be the solution. But if ammonia, clean ammonia become more common product in the market, then we would like to gradually shift it to the ammonia, because we are aware that biofuel has some issue of the feedstock. And so, but ammonia has a more bigger role to change the cleaner solutions for the shipping companies. So in the long term, we believe the ammonia will take a main role to help the shipping companies to decarbonize. However, if ammonia has some risk such as the safety and the toxicity. So we need to also overcome these issues if we adopt the ammonia for our vessels. So the alternative solution would be methanol or e-fuel.
Yeah, I think that's a very good point. As the dynamic in Asia is going to be, having one or two or maybe some key importing countries, and then many producer countries. So a company like Mitsui O.S.K is going to be absolutely vital in creating that value chain. What are the challenges that you see, in the next 5 to 10 years, that you guys will face in meeting that need for a supply chain, and what are some solutions that you're coming to overcome some of those challenges?
Yeah, thank you. So yeah, I think we need to develop the entire value chain. That is important rather than just looking at the demand side or supply side. It should be entire picture until the last mile to make sure all the chain component would work properly. But in addition to that, I would say three things needs to be overcome. One is the technical challenges and safety issues, as I mentioned in the ammonia usage. And in order for us to do so, we need to develop these more guidelines to adapt the safer operations or crew trainings, and also the more promote the safety guidance to the related stakeholders. And second item is the infrastructure development. So when it comes to the ammonia, the infrastructure is not so sufficient if the clean ammonia become more main sources for the decarbonizations for shipping. So we are aware that the projects of the ammonia infrastructure are ongoing around the world. Third point is the economics. So unfortunately, the clean ammonia, as of today, is still expensive. So compared with the conventional fuel. So what we need to do is to encourage society to understand the values and advantages of the cleaner fuel, and then appreciate the green premium to be captured in the commodity price and final end product price as well. So in order for us to do so, the regulations or subsidies would be needed at the moment. That's our view.
Great. And then my last question is, there's a lot of talk about building an low carbon ammonia economy. And, there is an existing sort of value chain for ammonia, primarily around agriculture. But if they're going to, build a value chain to, in addition, supply low carbon ammonia, the amount of ships and the value chain is going to have to be expanded very rapidly if we're going to meet those targets. How can Mitsui O.S.K. Adapt to that? Will you be having to build new ships or adapting existing ships? What would be the strategy for supplying that rapid increase in ammonia for different purposes than have been used
Yeah.
previously?
So as a shipping company, I think we need to develop together with the engine manufacturers, the ammonia dual fuels vessels. But on top of that, MOL is trying to take a position to expand our business value chain rather than as a user of the cleaner ammonia. So for example, we should become a shareholder of the production side of the clean ammonia, and then also transport the clean ammonia is our core business. But also for the downstream side, we would like to be part of the infrastructure, such as receiving terminals or floating terminals or bunkering business to make sure that all the supply chains would work properly.
Great. Well, we look forward to speaking more with you at our event, World Hydrogen Asia, July 8th to the 10th. I think we'll have some very good discussions like we had today. So thank you for your time today.
Thank you very much. Thank you.